Hi, and welcome to the explanation for Competency Task 7 for the IDT Year 12 course. This assessment deals with operating application software packages and using advanced features of computing applications. So if we have a look through here, we can see the details of the assessment task, and you can read these in your leisure. The basic task requires you to do 5 things. You have to make a WHS video, you have to create a malmerge template using a word processing software, you need to make a malmerge data source spreadsheet using a spreadsheet software, you need to use advanced features of computing applications and complete the malmerge, and you have to answer some questions to test your knowledge. Here are the competencies, the required performance criteria here. Again, you can read these at your leisure. And here's the first part of part A. So in this section, what you're required to do is create an instructional video detailing how to correctly use and set up an IT workstation. You must ensure that ergonomic work organization, energy and resource conservation requirements are addressed, and you need to do this in a series of short segments. So I'm not looking for a massively long video. I am looking for you to cover all of these points here. But you could do this in a variety of short segments. So it could be a quick 5-10 second segment on how to attach an anti-glare shield, or it might be 20 seconds and you explain what an anti-glare shield does. So I'm not looking for a very long single one shot to camera. Your video will probably end up being around 5 minutes or so, with a whole stack of very short segments in here. You're going to break up each segment with a title screen as well, so it's quite clear where each segment is and what it covers. Okay. For the first section of this, what you'll need to do is confirm the requirements of the task in a role play with your boss. So this is your teacher. Okay, and you'll confirm the purpose, the target audience, the presentation requirements, the software you will use, and some of the functions that you are required to use. Okay, so this will just be a conversation with your teacher that you're going to film, and it will, in that task, you'll confirm the requirements of the task. Obviously, I can't be doing all of your interviews at once. So as you're doing this, you'll also film the instructional video, okay? Or prepare to at least. Once you've finished filming this and you've posted it, then you can actually film the instructional video proper. But while some people are doing the interview here, what you could be doing is constructing a PowerPoint, say, for all of these, or you could be taking photos for these, or filming some of the short segments for these. I can't imagine the interview will take a long time. It should be 1 minute to 2 minutes per person. So this should be quite quick, and it should get done in a period or so. Once you've filmed the instructional video, you then need to place it in a folder, which I'll send you. You need to name it appropriately and place a link to it below. You'll also need to take a screenshot of your folder with the video inside. One of the parts of this assignment is that you put things in the appropriate folders and you name them correctly. So I need to actually see a screenshot of your video in the appropriate folder with the appropriate name, so that I can see that you can name things appropriately and put them in the right spot. The next part is to use an appropriate word processing software to make a malmerge. So you need to redesign this, the boss has commissioned a redesign, and this is what's come up with, but they've parted ways with the designer before it was finished. So you need to take this, okay, and you can see that it's actually a screenshot, so you can't copy, paste, and that sort of stuff. You need to look at that, try to work out the fonts, the colors, the styles, all that sort of stuff, and you'll need to recreate this in a Google Doc, okay? So firstly, again, you'll need to reconfirm the requirements of the task, okay? This can be done in an email this time, however, and so you can go through that there. Then use the above as a guide, okay? So use these two as a guide. You'll need to create a style guide. So a style guide is a document that details the particular style, fonts, sizes, formats, colors of each component of a document. You need to create a style guide defining the letterhead, the fonts, sizes, and colors for normal text, heading 1s, heading 2s, and heading 3s, bullet points, positions and style of page numbers, and any other information to be placed in document headers or footers. So once you have done all that in a style guide, you need to place that here, place it in the folder, provide a link to it. You'll then need to recreate the above template as Google Doc. So you need to look at this and try to recreate this as perfect as possible in a Google Doc of your own. And as you do that, you'll obviously be using a whole lot of features. You'll be taking a screenshot showing evidence of you performing each of these tasks. So how to change alignment, how to change annotated references, and so on. There are quite a number of tasks, as you can see. All of these will be explained to you in class. You don't need to freak out too much, but you do need to know that as you make your template, you'll need to cover each of these things. When I designed the template at the top, I made sure to put each of these things in that template, so they are all there. You just need to be aware of them and make sure that you take a screenshot of you doing something with them. Once you've made the template, again, stick it in a folder, place a link to it here, and then take a screenshot so I can see. And the third bit, you need to use spreadsheet software. So what you'll need to do is make a spreadsheet that we can get the data from to do the mail merge. Again, you'll need to confirm the purpose, target audience, presentation, requirements, software, and the functions to be used. And you'll do that again in an email to your boss. You'll then make a new spreadsheet and examine the settings under file and notification rules and set these to the appropriate values. Take screenshots and paste them below. You'll then need to build a sheet to include all the mailing details. So if we look up here in my template, I've got lots of fields in tags. So we can see there we've got postcode, state, street type, and so on. And we've got some over here as well. So you'll need to make a spreadsheet that has all of those in it, okay? And you need to put them here, all right? The other thing is you'll need to build a spreadsheet including all the information in the template in the merge tags. So if we look up here, I actually haven't put merge tags in here, but you can imagine these empty boxes being school fees. You'll need to have details here. So at some point I would need to mail merge a textbook fee. At some point I would need to mail merge a uniform fee. So these things will need to come across as well, and you'll need to make your spreadsheet to do that. Where are we? Here. The next question is you'll need to make dummy records, okay? So you'll need to build a spreadsheet, include 10 records of each in those sections as well, okay? Do not make records of anything where you'll use a formula, okay? Question 5, you'll need to use a formula. So anything where we use sum or if or sum if or VLOOKUP, you'll need to use formulas for all of those, and you'll need to take screenshots and show me that you've used them. Again, you'll learn how to use these formulas in class, so you don't have to freak out too much, but you just need to be aware that when you use a formula, you need to prove that you've used it and demonstrate it here. Once the spreadsheet's done, link it, stick it in a folder, name it properly, and screenshot it. Part D, you'll need to do a few things in your spreadsheet. You need to implement conditional formatting and then explain the reasons behind your conditional formatting. You'll need to implement at least one named range, and explain the reasons behind use of the name range and show evidence. You'll need to implement validation, so data validation. Again, explain the reasons behind it and show evidence of your use of it. You'll also then need to complete the mail merge template. And firstly, to do that, we need to do a Google script. So you'll learn how to do a simple Google script to insert a letterhead into your header in class, and you'll need to implement that and show me a link to the doc below. You'll also then need to complete the email merge using AutoCrat. And again, in class, you'll have the instructions on how to do that, but you'll need to do that here. Then you'll need to show me the keyboard shortcuts that you've used. So you might have used something like copy, which is Command C. You put that here and you explain how you used it. You also would have used a large number of resources. You would have used online help to work out how to do things. You would have used manuals. You would have used training booklets. You might have had conversations with students or your teacher or others, and you may have used another type of help system. So you need to explain how to access these features here. You need to explain one problem you had that you solved through the use of one of these resources, explain the problem, and then explain the solution that you had for it. You also may have encountered one or more system issues. So your computer might have frozen, your computer might have reset itself, etc. So you need to explain what your system issue was, how you became aware of it, how you fixed the problem, and a link to the solution below. So hopefully you would have Googled the problem to find the solution for it, and you can find that, you can paste that link to the solution there. The last part is some knowledge questions. So you need to detail your knowledge of things. So the first question here requires you to explain some basic technical terminology. So all these pictures have been taken from the help screen in Google Docs. So you need to explain what this picture is, name it and explain it. What's this, name, explain, and so on. Again, you'll learn this in class, so you can cover it there. You need to outline business practices, current business practices related to using software to prepare reports. You need to describe import functions in Google Docs, export functions in Google Docs, the process required to link documents, explain the purpose of the following input devices and output devices. You'll need to explain some relevant operating system, software, and system tools, which is here, and you need to choose 2 software applications and outline a likely future product direction for each. And that's basically the task.